Ah, caught yous early. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Surprise. Jumping on a little bit early because I ain't feeling so well this morning for some reason. Little stomach upset. Yeah, little crook in the guts. I don't know. Didn't eat anywhere I don't usually eat or anything I don't usually eat. So I don't know why, but we'll see. We'll see. I just need to clear my system out a little bit later, and hopefully will last till the end of the live stream because you don't want to see that. How are we all? Otherwise, I'm all good. I'm all good. Glad you're all good. Seen Jeff in there. How are you, buddy? Good afternoon to you. And Captain Charlemagne is there talking about tall ships. I had a quick look on the website at this HM armed cutter, the Sherborne from 1763. Looks like an interesting wooden ship there, Jeff. Something different. Good on you, mate. Trying your hand on it on something different. I'll definitely be interested in watching how that build goes. Good size too, like half a meter long. It's a nice ship and looks all right for your first one, I guess. Something new to me. It looks really good. Else we got 11 people watching. Fantastic, guys. Well, let me see. Scrolling down the chat. There's Hobby Time. There you are. How are you, buddy? Welcome. Welcome, mate. Yeah, it is. Athol's there. The usual motley crew is here. Laura's Battleship Row. Hello. Long time no see. How are you? That's good. We've got Paul in there too, have we? There he is. We all missed you last week. Eh? We all missed you. John? Paul? I remember your name. Good on you, Paul. Good morning to you. John Alec is there. Hello, John. What else we got? Skullfish there. Hello, welcome. Wow, fantastic. I'm curious to know what Laura's building. What's your latest ship? Are you building a ship at the moment? That'd be interesting. I'm building a ship. There's the one you ordered. Okay, that's good. There we go. Let's put that in there. You can have a look at it. Fantastic. All right. I did a little bit of shopping this week as well. Bought some necessary items. And then I bought some not so necessary, but a bit more expensive items. I'll show you that in a sec. Building an L-core motor torpedo boat and hating it. Oh, that's no good. Wow. Well, there you go. That's good. Sorry, I'm not. My nose is blocked, which is strange. My nose was actually running this morning, first time in 10 months. It's only 19 degrees here at the moment, so I'm freezing. Oh, not really, but there we go. We'll put that across the bottom there. Yeah, it's winter here, and it's a really beautiful temperature. It's a really nice temperature. But because I've been here through the hot weather for so long, having it drop down 10 plus degrees, it's quite a knock to the system. I mean, normally back in Australia, 19 degrees is just a normal day. Like it's nothing. It's but here I'm really feeling it, especially since I woke up this morning. My nose is blocked and runny nose, and yeah, the stomach ain't feeling too good. It's doing cartwheels, so I'm sure whatever's in there is not going to be in there for long. So that's a good thing. Better out than in. And that's like I said, after the live stream, eh? We don't want to be rushing off in the middle of the live stream. That'd go well. We've got Tigers there. Hello, saying hello to everybody. Welcome. I'm going to show you guys some progress. I think I've done this up to this on the video, but I'll show you anyway. So the Reuben James, I'm just going to carefully bring this across. It's not the most stable platform it's on because I've just painted it. Well, I've undercoated it, Mr. Surfacer. There it is there. Okay, there she is. All painted up. I'll just put my finger there. Should be able to tilt it now. There we go. Yeah, 2 coats of surface are on there just to make sure everything's okay when I start masking up for the waterline. But it's coming up. It's coming up pretty good. Yeah, the railings look good, don't they? Certainly better than the plastic ones. The plastic ones are way out of scale. You know, I mean, if you were to stand by the railings and they were on the plastic version with the scale they are, you'd be lucky to be able to get your hand around them. You know, whereas these are more. That looks a lot better. I've also started on the helicopters. I'll just pick that up by the. Realise that the rotor's not glued on. I don't know how the camera's going to show this too well, but it's not painted or anything. It's just the helicopter. Well, there you go. There's the little fella. There's 2 of them actually. One with the wings out, one with the wings folded. And just trying to put that rotor on. There it is. Yeah. Not bad, considering they've got quite a bit of detail. They've got guns on the side. There's 3 guns on the side, and it looks pretty good. So, yeah, but no decals for the helicopter. So, yeah, I need to do a bit of research and find out what it actually looks like. So, we'll see how that goes. I'm sort of halfway through putting the second helicopter together. What else have I got to show? Oh, I bought some products and asked for a bit of advice from you guys as well on something. First of all, I needed some paint. I thought I had some Hull Red. I didn't. So anyway, so I went and bought some Hull Red XF9 because that's going to need to go on. And I bought the grey. So this is the ship's color, XF86. It's a light grey. Again, this is as close as I could get to the actual color because the instructions don't actually give you the Tamiya paint codes. They give you a few others, but not Tamiya. So that's the closest I've got, and that's fine. It's a really good grey. It's going to be nice. The upper deck needs to be a darker color, and obviously with it all put together, like all the photo etch on everything on the deck, the only way to paint that upper deck is, I mean, the whole upper sections of all the walking areas of the ship have to be dark grey. So I'm going to use a wash, and I'm just going to pretty much, my plan is to use just this. I'm going to water it down a bit and just brush that on real carefully until it darkens up the grey. I think that'll work. I think that'll work because the ship, the way it is, especially on that top deck, there's so much on there. There's no way I could get in there and brush it now. And I had to put it all together before I painted it because it's just going to be much easier. So it's okay. I'll just be careful. A bit of nice detail. I need to go buy a set of nice small brushes as well. Don't know where I'm going to get those, but I'll find some brushes. Hey, Daniel. Welcome, mate. Jim's there. There he is. Glad you're well. We missed you last week. We were all concerned. But, oh, he slept in. Okay. But as long as you're back and you're well, that's good. Excellent. Yeah, it's quite cool there in Chicago at the moment. I know you're south of Chicago, but 5 degrees. Wow. Yeah. 21 in Sydney. That's okay. That's pretty cool actually for this time of the year. although it's still morning, so it'll warm up to 30 odd, I guess. Wayne Saunders, hey buddy, welcome. G'day, mate. For those of you, all those you in Cairo, put your hand up. 15 degrees, not bad in Egypt, in the Sahara Desert. Yeah, I'm sure once you get away from the Mediterranean Sea there, it's probably hotter. Anyway, welcome everyone from Egypt. I'm going to have to put something else there. What else we got? UK. The UK is pretty chilly. Winnipeg, temperature's dropping, -2 degrees there in Canada. Wow, yeah. Laura saying, Peter, have you tried fine brushes for painting fingernails? Oh, of course I have. I do it all the time. And my toenails. No, I haven't. You get really fine brush. Okay, look, actually, you mentioned that. I actually found this, and I thought, I don't know why I picked it up, but that looks like nail polish, doesn't it? Huh? Unfortunately, my ship doesn't have pink bits. In fact, none of my models have pink bits. Let me see if it's got a brush. Yes, it has a brush. Is that what you're talking about? Oh, yeah. What does that smell like? Ooh, that smells good. Sniffing the pink. Yeah, all right. Let's not go there. Yeah, okay. I'll look into that. I looked at the price on here. I thought, holy shit, $29 for that. But it's actually Thai baht, so it's like $1. It's $1 or less. But yeah, I'll check up that. Might be an excuse to go find some girl in a cosmetic shop and get some customer help. We have all six Japanese carriers in 1/700 scale with tiny aircraft molded in clear. Yeah, I don't like doing those clear ones, the clear plastic aircraft, because it's hard to see where the parts fit together, isn't it? Hey? Yeah. Well, then once you got your primer coat on them, everything, you can see it all better. I don't see why they have clear. I guess it's to do with the canopy, isn't it? You can mask that and then take the mask off and you've got your clear canopy. So that part makes sense now that I think of it. I've gone drag. Yeah. Oh, gosh. You were visiting friends last Sunday, says Jim. Some old mates that still live in Chicago. Good on you, mate. That's good. That's good. Well, next time, remember, you need to fill out a permission slip, all right? So I can give you some of your annual leave vacation, so you can go away and have a day or two off, all right? Next time, all right? Just remember that. Oh, that's nice coffee. Okay, so buying paint, yes. And then, of course, I bought some of this. We all know this because I need to thin the paint. This is not, I still get confused between using Tamiya acrylic lacquer and Mr. Hobby paints, right? Two different paints requiring two different thinners. I use Mr. Hobby leveling thinner, the 400 one, for Mr. Hobby paints and Mr. Surfacer, which works fine. But never try and put that thinner into Tamiya paint. All right. In fact, I was using that thinner to clean out my airbrush as well, the leveling thinner, Mr. Hobby. It's fine. But again, if you've just sprayed Tamiya paint, don't drop that thinner into your cup on your airbrush, because it's just going to clog up like mud, as I found out. And I always get that mixed up. I need to write myself a note and leave it there on my little bench where I do my airbrushing, because it's a bastard having to clean your airbrush after you've accidentally done that. It's like getting thick mud out of it. Terrible. So what I did was I went and bought this. This is a Mr. Hobby cleaner. Now I haven't tried it yet, okay? But this, whatever paint you use, whatever brand you use, I'm told this will clean your airbrush. Now, to give you an idea, the cost difference, Mr. Leveling Thinner, okay, which I was using, was costing me too much. And back home, I went to the local motor vehicle parts place, and I used to buy a 5-litre tin of acrylic lacquer thinner, and I used that for cleaning my airbrush. Had no problems with the rubbers in them or anything. It worked with any paint. But here I can't find it, all right? Well, I can, but I don't know if it's the same stuff. But this stuff, yeah, he says, doesn't matter what paint you use, this will clean it. So, and it wasn't too expensive. It was a quarter of the price of what it would have cost me for the Mr. Hobby leveling thinner, which should just be used for thinning your paint, really. But what I do is all my paints I pre-thin, all right? I open them all up and I fill them to the top with thinner and shake them and put them back. They're done. They're all thinned, all right? And I've run out of that leveling thinner. And including, even though I'm not using Mr. Hobby paints anymore on this ship, I used most of that on my tank. I needed it to, I needed to get some of this because I need to thin some of my Tamiya paint. So it's all a bit confusing, but that's what happens. Tool cleaner, that's right, Tet. I see, yeah. The cat, really? Paul, what have you been drinking? You don't drink it, mate. You shouldn't be drinking it. Wow. You know, like shot glass, having one or two is not a good idea, mate. You know, gosh. Wow, that just goes to show how much painting you're doing. Wow. Hey, James. Welcome, James. How are you, buddy? Welcome. Anyone else popped in I haven't seen? Wayne's there. Oh, Wayne. There he is. Let me get these temperature banner off my screen. Hide that. There we go. There you go. Good. Instant cottage cheese. Exactly, Jeff. Exactly. That's a good analogy. It's exactly what it looks like. Yeah. So yeah, I've got to yeah, I'll try that. And when am I going to try it? Not for a while. I have to. I got to get the masking. I got to mask the water line. There's another name for it, isn't it? That black line across the hull of the ship. It eludes me, like most things. What is the name, guys, of that black line that goes along the water line? I call it, but I know that's wrong. You know, I need to get masking tape on there. The boot line, that's it, boot line. Obviously, the boot line. That makes no sense whatsoever, but you sure, Jeff? Because I'm sure there's even another name for it. Yeah, I'm sure there's another name for it. And I'm sure that I learnt this name from Mr. Stephen Payne from the Queen Mary, who first corrected me. The Plimsoll line, that might have been it, or bootstrap. Boot line, bootstrap. Okay, shoelace? Is it the shoelace? I don't know. Anyway, all right. Terminology is not one high on my list of, as you all know. Anyway, that's what makes my videos entertaining. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. All right. I'm feeling better, by the way. That's good. Thank you, guys. You guys have cheered me up. I wasn't feeling well this morning. I woke up. My stomach's still not good. I'm probably still going to visit the what is it called on a ship? The latrine. Is that it? Or have I got that wrong too? I'm going to visit the latrine and do some excavation work. Oh, boy. That's getting a bit, yeah. Well, moving on. Jim says, I thin regular Tamiya acrylics with Mr. Hobby leveling thinner. Works for me. What lacquer thinner doesn't work with water-based acrylics. Okay, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, the head. Okay, I didn't know that. All right, the head and the boot strap line. Okay. All right, toilet humor time it seems to be. Yes, good on you. See, all you guys, look, John Alex, who doesn't build ships, even he knew. Even he knew. I don't think, have you built a ship, John? I don't think you have. Eh? God. Yeah, anyway. So, oh, and I can show you these as well. Hang on a second. These are looking pretty nice too. All right, so we've got the tower there, the radar units. They're all looking pretty good. There we go. Again, all just undercoat. But these are easy. I'll just paint the grey on them, no problem. The deck on the top of that will have to be brushed on and done with the thing. Now, I am told that if I spray Tamiya paints over the ship, that I can just brush this straight on and it's not going to rip the paint up. Okay, I did ask if I needed to put a clear coat down first as a barrier, but he said no, this won't lift the paint. Fingers crossed. No. Otherwise, we'll have a well-worn deck. Yeah. Now, what else did I buy? Well, I bought something else that's not really related to this channel, but it is to do with YouTube and to help me create more interesting videos. And I know that if I go out and like I've done that hobby shop here, which I need to go back to. I bought them off here. The Chiang Mai hobby shop here, I bought this stuff from. But they don't have anything new there. You know, they're mostly online from Bangkok, where they have their main store. But there's nothing new there. There are a few, the Prince of Wales Tamiya kit, 1/350 scale was there. The Enterprise is there, 1/350 scale. The box is about this wide. And I thought, wow, and why does that cost so much? It's more than twice the price of the other Tamiya kits of 1/350. But obviously, there's a lot more to it. And being the aircraft carrier, it's going to be a lot bigger, even at that scale. So, Brian, hello, buddy. Welcome. Go down there. Where are we? Yeah, James is saying, need to use X20A for Tamiya flat clear, or it goes chalky. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I've got, yeah, and I do have plenty of flat clear, and it's already pre, I've already thinned it. Yeah, I've already thinned it. Yeah, so Brian, hello. I send summers in Thailand. Okay. We got Andy Preston's down there just popping in at the bottom. Hello, mate. Welcome. How are you? Good. That's good. Wayne's saying, what's this? That's like the same thing with doing washes on figure paints and then once dry, applying a wash. Yeah, that's right. It's just something different. Yeah. What's this? I presume Tamiya products are readily accessible in Thailand. They are. The problem is that model building is not really popular here in Thailand. Well, nothing like in the West anyway. Not our style of model. When you start going into Gundam stuff, yeah, that's big. But that's different paints. That's a whole different thing. Over here, yeah, model build. For instance, there's a new hobby shop I discovered in a shopping center that's opened up that sells all that Gundam Japanese stuff. And I went and had a look, but they had one shelf or one row in there of all Tamiya kits. They had cars, bikes. They had about 8 ships, 1/350 scale, all that stuff. But the only paints they sold were rattle cans. You can't paint models with rattle cans, not those. So, you know, obviously anybody who's going to come in and buy one of those is going to go, right, well, now I need paint. So online is the way to go. Yeah, definitely you can buy all that stuff online. Yes, it is a bit large. It is. They actually have they have the Yamato at this store I saw. They had the Yamato 1/350, and I think it was Paul from Plastic Monkey that was saying that it's a really nice kit, because I know he's built it. So we'll see. We'll see. No hanger deck detail. No. Okay. Yeah, most don't. I built the Kitty Hawk 1/350 scale. I had to build my own hanger deck for that. But that's all right. That's all fun part of it. You just get some styrene, put some walls in there, divide it up, and where you can see through the holes in the side of the ship where the aircraft are brought out, just do all your detail in there on the walls. It's all part of the fun of building an aircraft carrier. So, okay. There's 3D printed, is there? Cool. Okay. That would be interesting, yeah. And Jeff today says he's printing something. What are you printing? A chopper for styrene or wood on my filament printer. Ah, okay. You'll need that when you start on your new ship. Yeah, there you go. There's Plastic Monkey. There he is. Hello, mate. Yes, yes. We are just saying what you'd mentioned it. So, well, I don't know. It would be my third Yamato, almost fourth. Yeah, almost my fourth. I think if I remember right, I had the what was it? The Yamato, the metal one. It's a metal kit, a little metal kit. You get all the sheets in this little box of all the metal pieces and stuff. I got a feeling I sent that over to Ron in Canada, who didn't build it because the pieces were a bit too small, and he gave it to his son who built it. Yeah. I think I sent it to him. I don't remember now. Or maybe he saw it and he went and bought one. So, yeah. I think I've finished. I don't know about Yamatos. We'll see. We'll see. Look, I've got to show you what else I bought. I'm getting off subject. Rod. Hello, Rod. Good day to you, mate. There you go. There he is. Rod. All right. I bought this. Ta-da. Look at that. So when I walk along and do my live streams, I'll get beautiful, nice, smooth, instead of the walking, camera movement. Yeah. So there's my gimbal, my DJI gimbal. Playing around with that yesterday afternoon and working it out. And yeah, I'll show you it. I'll show you. It comes in this really nice bag. Couldn't find a bad review about this at all. Anything DJI is so well packaged. It's fantastic. So it comes with, there's a little clip that goes on the back of your phone, which is over here. That. Okay, so it'll fit all phones. There we go. That clips onto the back of your phone. Let's see if we can. Even with a cover on your phone, it doesn't matter. You just clip that on like that, right? And that is a magnetic, okay? I'm not going to put it on now, but it's magnetic, all right? And then we have this like for the tripod. So when you want to, you can stand it on there. And this is the unit itself, yeah? Look at that. It looks like a phaser, doesn't it, from Star Trek or something? Well, maybe it doesn't. It probably doesn't. But anyway, it could be. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It goes up, boom, there we go, and then you clip your phone onto it. You hit the go button, and it'll automatically write itself and sit the phone. You can do portrait or landscape mode. You've got different options in here of your style of how you want the gimbal to work, movement and so forth. And yeah, that's going to be fantastic. It's all charged up, USB charge. And yeah, so, and of course that will just screw into the bottom like that. And you've got that extra long if you need, but it'll sit on it here and you can have it like that. So very good. The only warning I had from a friend of mine is that you just be careful you don't get them wet. They don't like getting wet. So I'll remember, even though the phone's waterproof, not to use this in the rain. Yeah. So $100 it cost me, $100 Australian. It's just a going price. It's no cheaper than anywhere else in the world. And it seems to be good value. Today, I'll get out, I'll go for a walk along the river and test it out and see how it goes. Yeah, it should be interesting to, I just remember how that goes back down like that, I think. Where are we? That's it. There we go. So that's going to be fun to play around with that. I've watched some good instructional videos on it, and I'll be able to use it. And it's all good. Oh, right. Where are we in the chat? There's a question for John there, yeah? Probably. Yes, lots of toys. Yeah. I had a small emergency. My computer decided not to turn on a few days ago. It was a bit of a worry because I mean I use this for everything. This is my editing, all my stuff. My laptop doesn't have the power to do the editing. All I need to do is get an extra. It's only got 8 gig of RAM. But anyway, I'll tell you what happened with the computer. I woke up, I turned it on in the morning, and I heard that one of the fans making this whirring sound. I thought, hopefully that's just the case fan, easy to replace, swap out. So I switched it off, and I thought I'll disconnect the case fan, and hopefully the sound will be gone. Then I know it's not the CPU or the graphics card. All right. So, but I couldn't get the plug out that was where it was plugged into the motherboard. It was really tight and I didn't want to force it. So I thought, I'm going to leave that. So I just dusted it around. I dusted the top of the graphics card and just got a bit of dust out there. And then I turned it back on and it was quiet. And I thought, oh, good, problem solved. But the monitor didn't come on, the mouse didn't turn on, and the keyboard didn't turn on. I'm like, okay, that's not good. Switched it off again, went back in there, and I made sure everything's pushed in properly and everything's tight. I hadn't bumped any wires out, and it seemed all fine. Turned it back on, nothing. It's running, but there's no monitor, no mouse, no keyboard. And I'm like, this is at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, what am I going to do? And we're between New Year's and Christmas. And I have a motorbike. I can't carry this computer and take it anywhere unless I call an Uber type thing we have here. And then I didn't know where. So I got on Google Maps on my laptop trying to find a repair place. Hopefully that can send someone out. Everything's in Thai. I couldn't figure out anyone. I thought, geez. So I got on one of the expat forums here in Chiang Mai. And I asked a question in there saying, does anyone know anyone that can come out and look at a computer that stopped working? So a guy posted the guy's phone number on there and said, I've used this guy 2 years ago and I can highly recommend him. He's really good. I thought, oh, this is a bit of a long shot. But anyway, I rang the number. Okay. So I ring the number. It goes to an answering machine with a woman's voice in Thai. I thought, oh, all right. So I left a message anyway. So, hey, my name's Peter. My computer stopped working. I need to get someone out here to have a look at it. And my number is, can you call me back? Oh, well, and then I'm starting to work on other things, you know, other ideas of getting the computer to some place and then having to leave it there. And oh, gosh. So within 5 minutes, I get a phone call back by a Thai guy rings me, you know, and I said, oh, hello. I said, do you speak English? And he goes, yes, I do. Oh, he spoke perfect English. It was fantastic. So I told him what had happened. And he says, where do you live? And I told him where I live. He said, I'll be there in an hour. I said, really? He goes, yeah, I'll be there in an hour. Wow, okay. Hung up. 30 minutes later, there's a knock at my door. It's him. He was here in half an hour. Wow. I'm like, it's a miracle. Come in. He sat down. He looked at it. We had a bit of a talk. He knew this place from his other customers. He pulled out the graphics card. He took out my memory slot, RAM, dusted and cleaned everything, pushed everything back on, connected everything, made sure it was all fitting properly. Turned it on, working. It's all working. So it looks like what's happened is the RAM has become unseated. Now, I bought extra memory for this computer about a month and a half ago, and I put that in myself. I may not have clipped it in. You know how they have those clips at the top and bottom? I may not have clipped it in properly. And me dusting in there has just knocked it and just dislodged it a bit. That's what it was. So, yeah, anyway, it was up and running. I thought, oh, thank you. So it cost me a little bit more than I expected. It was certainly not the Thai rate for coming out here, but it was certainly not what it would cost me back home to have someone come out. And the fact that he got here so quickly and fixed it. And I'm like, I will recommend him to anybody else that I come across that has a computer problem. It cost me 700 baht. So if you work that out, let's do a quick maths thing. Oh, look, looks like my phone wants to do an update. I just asked it for 700 baht in Australian dollars. $33. That's fine. Definitely worth it. It's been and it's fixed. I know what caused the problem, and we're all good to go. So there you go. Update. Ready to install. There we go. My phone has decided to do an update. That's good. Let's hope that Android doesn't decide to put games that I never asked for in an update. Have you ever had that happen with an Android phone? You comes back on, you reboot, and you log back in, and there's games in there that you didn't have before. It's like, yeah. So yeah, so we're up and running and we're good. So what I'm thinking of doing now is, as a backup for my laptop, is I want to go out, and he looked at my laptop and he looked at the specs on it, and he said, yeah, it's a ThinkPad. It's got an i7 processor, which is fine, but it's a 2019 model, so it's getting old, but it's only got 8 gig of RAM. He said, you can go to one of these computer stores, just get another 8, or change the one in there to 16, just double the RAM, and you'll have no problem editing the level of videos that I do. So that means that when I go out on my motorbike rides for my other channel and make videos, rather than wait till I come back to edit and work on the videos, I can do it while I'm out on the ride because I can take my laptop. So yeah, that will be my next investment. I think it will probably cost me only about 1,000 baht for just another. It doesn't cost much for an 8. I'm not sure if the laptop will let me add an extra memory stick. It probably won't. I'll probably have to change the 8 to a 16 gig stick. But it shouldn't cost me more than, 40 bucks, 50 bucks for a decent Kingston RAM or something. So there you go. Let me catch up on chat. How are we doing? We all good? What else we got? Jet Scale Models is there. Just watching while I edit another Tiger 1 video. Good on you, mate. Yeah. Yes. Don't we love editing videos? Oh, I got to tell you guys something too, which will affect my channel in a very positive way. Athol saying 33 Aussie dollars is £20 in British. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, that's fine. Brian, hey buddy. G'day. Last summer I picked up a couple of paints from Uncle Yu. Oh, in Bangkok. How is he? The brand was Pro Model Color. Any thoughts on that brand? Pro Model Color. No, I don't know about, I've never used it. Is that his brand? Because I know he has his own brand in that shop. I've heard he's moved too since I did my video on that place. I've heard he's moved to a bigger place. Not too sure about that. Fantastic store. Yeah, fantastic store. Man, there's some treasures in there if you go through and look at some of the old kits. He's got kits in there going back 40, 50 years sitting there in the boxes. Really amazing. And then they've got that workshop area, which is another shop where they bring in locals can come in there and work on models, and they do dioramas, and they enter the big model show in Bangkok each year, which I've got to attend. It looks absolutely incredible. Yeah, I don't know, Pro Model Color. Maybe someone else in chat has used them. But yeah, I love that shop. It was a great shop. You bought some 172 scale big biplanes from him. Yeah, great. Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah. If I get back down to Bangkok, definitely he'll be on my list to pay a visit to. Yeah. Some amazing, like, dust-covered old boxes in there. Yeah. That's great. But yeah, so what else was I going to tell you? Oh, yes. And welcome, Brian. The quality of my videos have just improved 100%. Okay. Now, I don't know if it was the last video I put out, or maybe it was the last, probably the last 15 minutes of the video, because what happened was I found a YouTube channel that does, I use OBS, okay, to film. And OBS, there's a channel there that does this thing that tells you how to set up OBS for your camera and for making videos. And he went through all the details. So I went through, I changed all the settings in my OBS. I thought, oh, so the bit rate should be this. The audio should be set to this. I changed it all. And then when I went and started and did a test recording, I stuffed it up. It sounded terrible. Like, I made it worse. My microphone had this terrible echo and was cutting out, and the camera was just all wrong. The resolution was all wrong. So I went back and I undid what I did on that one, and then there was an update for OBS. So, hey Matt, how are you, mate? From Woi Woi. I know Woi Woi so well. I think I've spoken to you before, haven't I? Yes, my grandmother used to live off Ocean Beach Road, and you will certainly know that road running between Woi Woi and Yamina. Yes, many, many childhood days in Woi Woi. So I went through and I just stuck and put some quality time into going through these settings, right? It's particularly audio. Audio's been my problem for a long time, as you'll know if you've watched my videos. And the last couple have been pretty bad. I've got to apologize for that. Yes, I have. Yeah. So what I did was I fixed the problem. I fixed the problem. My speaker now, which I'll show you, I'm using this. All right. So here's my speaker, right? And I actually have a cover over it now to soften my voice and cut out some background noise, because it works so well now that, you know, I'm hearing people walking down the street, you know, 11 stories down from the building. No, it's I can adjust that. That's no problem. But the voice, the audio is 100% better, and even the quality of the picture image is better. So I fixed it all up. So you will notice quite a big difference. It's called a microphone. Thank you. Yes, the microphone. That's it. This is microphone. Mike here. So yeah, he's wearing a nappy. Mike's wearing a nappy. So there, all good. The other problem over here is my Acer computer screen. That's this one here. This is screen number 3. It came with the computer I bought, and it's a cheap one. It's not very good. But I use that to project the image from my camera, because I can't see the viewfinder. It's on the top of my Nikon camera, and the view on my laptop screen is too small, and I need to try and focus. So I put it on this screen, so I focus down here, make sure everything's in focus. But that monitor screen is not all that good, and I still have a bit of troubles trying to get the best resolution on that screen to view. What I'm thinking right now actually is there are extra HDMI slots on this screen. So I don't know why I didn't think of that before. I could move the laptop screen that it's connected to, like unplug it and plug it in and use this massive screen just for while I'm doing that. And I can just switch screens, right? That would work. Okay, got it. So that's it. That I'm going to look into doing that. But yeah, so there'll be a big improvement in the quality of my videos on this channel. Okay. All right. Thank you, everybody, for reminding me it's microphone. Oh gosh. What's this one? Yeah, I know. Yeah, occasionally I do. You got to be paying attention to catch my slip ups, don't you? You know. Yeah, I'm glad Hibbo's not watching. Gosh, yeah, he's obviously sleeping or at work, so it's all good. Right now, I'm using the audio on my Logitech cam because it's working fine. Now, I was wearing my DJI mic for this, but it didn't make much difference. So I used that for my other stuff. But yeah, but like I say, this would be good to work on, and I don't know. I guess I could do a live stream like out and about for the modeling channel if I pay a visit back down to the model shop. But they're a lovely couple down there with their son. I think they've only got one young son. So yeah, they're telling me that they rent in the shop there, but they actually live not far away. So all good. Well, my stomach just growled quite severely then. Like I said at the beginning, if anyone wasn't on, I wasn't not feeling so well this morning. I don't know if it's something that I ate yesterday. It probably is, but I don't remember eating. Oh yes, I know what it was. Oh, I know what it was. Yeah. So they had this bowl of crickets and maggots, freshly cooked. No, I'm just joking. No, I was at the food court in the shopping centre where I bought the Osmo mobile gimbal, and I was hungry, and I thought, oh, I bought these little, they're like sausage rolls. Pigs in blankets is what some people call them, right? They're like a Frankfurt inside a little sausage roll pastry. And there was about a dozen little ones like this with with a chili sauce. So I bought them and ate them. That's what's done it. Yeah, that's what's done it. They tasted fine at the time, but it was just out of my normal diet. And I don't usually eat in the food courts, that sort of thing. Yeah, because there's not many other people eating in there, and you know that's why, probably. But yeah, I'm sure that's what it was. So not a problem. Once I pay a visit to the head, that's what you call it in a ship, the latrine. If we're in MASH and we're at camp at the base, it'd be a latrine. I'm going to do evacuate the contents of my bowels and stomach. There we go. Too much sawdust in the Franks. That's right. That's right. Or mud, because pigs roll around in mud, don't they? They love mud. Brown, sticky stuff. Pete. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, that's making me feel. You're making my stomach turn. That's good. Chili sauce, Pete. Yep. I know how you feel. And spent hours on the head. Yes. It was a sweet chili sauce, not spicy chili sauce, because I don't eat spicy. I can't do spicy at all. So it was okay. Although, no, my dinner last night, I will show you my dinner last night. Okay, I went down to my local street cafe restaurant, and my phone is starting. All right, it's just rebooted, so we'll give it a moment, and hopefully it'll be alive. Make sure it's all up and running. It's thinking about it. Give it a second. Everything's working. Good. Just tap in my code. Done. It's all good. There we go. Now let's see if we can open the gallery up. Tough to find unspicy. Yeah, I know. Even when you ask for it, it's tough to find. There you go. That's what I ate last night. Let me unplug it. You can see this clearer. See? That's what I ate last night. Yes, I know. Update. Yes, thank you. All right, so that is pork with a couple of eggs and on a pile of rice. Okay, that's nice. I go there once a week, maybe twice sometimes. I go down there. It's a family that run it. That's their daughter cooking and their son cooking, and yeah, nice. That's my. How much did that cost? $2.50 meal with free water. So there you go. Let me just get that back. Make sure everything is working okay here. Anything else I can show you here? Not really. There's a place I visited yesterday, not far from here. Look at that. It's a beautiful canal with all these houses along either side that are all shop fronts and cafes and coffee shops. And they've all, that's all been fixed up. We had some terrible floods up here, as you would know, a few months ago. All that was completely destroyed, and it's all been restored and all coming back. So good stuff there. All right, you're missing it right now. Yeah, Thai food is really good. But I'll be honest, I do every week. I go to the supermarket and I'll buy frozen meals out of the fridge, spaghettis, lasagnas, things like that, just to have in the freezer when I don't want to go out. And I eat those. I also have my my usual. I don't have Vegemite, but I do have my peanut butter and my jam. And I go through a lot of bread. I've got butter there. I do have wheat bix up there, but I've also got muesli now. I have a muesli mix, so it's all good. What's this? Was there a gender reassignment clinic nearby? I don't know, mate. I don't know. Not something I go looking for. But I'm sure that, you know, the hospital across the road could look after that. Chiang Mai it is. Yes, yes. I'm living here in Chiang Mai in paradise. And for those who are interested that might want to, I'll give myself a plug. I have a YouTube channel called Discovering Thailand. That's it, Discovering Thailand. As Hobby Time knows, he's always there when I jump on my live streams. And I talk about my life moving over here this year, retiring here, getting my visa, getting all the information, everything I had to do, finding a place to live, all the information, and I've documented all that in my channel. And now I'm visiting places and taking trips out to Chiang Rai and Pai and places like this, because now's the prime tourist season now, where the weather and everything is beautiful. I am hoping to do another trip very much probably next week, actually. It's Monday here today, so next week I'm thinking of doing a Mi Hong Son circuit. It's a 3-day, which I'll make a 4 or 5 day, up in the mountains, and do that before the weather starts to change later next month. And you'll be joining when you retire there in 2 years. Well, you're welcome, mate. You're welcome, mate. A lot of people are doing what you're talking about there, for sure. It's a very popular topic. It really is. And I've just finished editing a video which will go live on the 2nd of January, all about opening up a Thai bank account over here and why it is so good to have a Thai bank account. So there you go. But that's another channel. We're here for modeling, and let's talk modeling, which is something we don't often do anyway on this channel, do we? It's a wonder that tree didn't fall over. Oh, yes, yes, you saw that, yeah. It might still, you know, that can happen, you know. Yeah, but quite a sight. The trees out here are incredible. We've got massive trees that line the street down here. I don't know what type they are, but look, I'm 11 floors up on the condo here. This condo is 19 stories high, right? The trees across the road to my right, which don't block my view because they're just over to the right, probably go up to about the 13th, 14th floor in height. So that's tall. Yeah, and the trunks on them, you couldn't put your arms around. They're massive. So, yeah, I remember a few months back, they actually were up there cutting some branches that probably looked a bit threatening. So they trimmed up the trees a little bit. But yeah, they're massive trees. But you'll love it here, Brian. If you've been to Thailand before, I assume you have. Obviously, you've probably been to Chiang Mai as well, and it's a great place. I mean, people ask me, why did I choose here, Chiang Mai? Reason is that I wanted to get away from where it's too touristy, like down south where the islands and that are. I'm a beach person from Sydney and from the Gold Coast, but there's no beaches here. But I have a pool downstairs, and I literally go to it every day. So my Thai tan is still with me. I've got a nice Thai tan going, and it's winter here. And but I don't drink. I don't drink alcohol. I mean, not that I don't like it or anything. I just have no reason to. So I don't frequent bars. I'm not going to go live in Pattaya. It's not my culture, the thing to do. And I don't smoke cigarettes or anything else. So up here is a little bit away from all that. That is here. There is all that here, but it's not as prominent. And of course, I like motorcycle riding and touring, and that's one main reason why I come up here, because there's just so much. We're close to the Burmese border. We can go out, we can see all the traditional people in their villages just an hour from here. You know, it doesn't, and not, I'm not talking touristy stuff either. This is real people, and they're so warm and inviting. It's just amazing. And the mountains are here. There's just so much to go out there and see, and it's right there on the doorstep. And it's a very cultural place here too. It's like when people go to Bali, and most Aussies think of Bali as Bali, go there for the resorts and the beach, okay? But there are places in the island of Bali where they have a cultural center called Ubud in the center of Bali. That people go there, tourists go there, but a lot of people probably skip it. You know, they're just there for the beaches and big hotels. But there's always a cultural area, focused area, and that is Chiang Mai. Chiang Mai is just like that. And of course, the Thai people here are very creative too. There's just a photographer's dream. It's a photographer's dream out here. You can't walk down a single soi, as they call it, or a street or road without seeing something new every time you do. All right. And that's why when I go on bike rides on my motorcycle here, it can take me hours, you know, or a lot longer to get where I'm going, because I just get distracted by so many things, like Atoll there saying of the temple. All right, so that the Blue Temple, exactly. That was a fascinating place. That whole temple was amazing. It was like 6 different temples in the one complex where these monks were. Fantastic. So yeah, and it wasn't a touristy thing too either. And sometimes when you get off the main road and turn right and you go explore and you go through these small villages and smaller townships and stuff, you'll see the most amazing temples and designed coffee shops and cafes, and that your normal tourist wouldn't see, you know. Yeah. Anyway, Jeff's off. Jeff's going. Good on you, mate. Glad all is well, and keep up the good work. And definitely, if you haven't already, go see Jeff Donohue's Scale Modeling channel. Fantastic. I'm going to go too. It's pretty much we're on the hour now, and I'm feeling a bit better now, which is good. I'm certainly still going to have to empty the contents of my, yeah, you know what? And really, has she? 2K subscribers. Fantastic. That's good. That's good. Should have done that a long time ago. Really? I thought she would have already. Anyway, deserves it for sure. Deserves it. Yeah. Another sip of coffee. All right. Yeah, so yeah, I'll be working on the ship today. For sure. All right, guys. Well, I'll give you all a moment to say goodbye to each other in chat before I switch out for the morning here. I probably will go back to sleep. I'm a bit tired. I slept okay, and I tend to dream more over here too. Back home, back in Australia, I never dream, or I never remember my dreams. And if I do, and I got to tell you, this is a bit creepy. All right, this is something. Hang around for this, guys. Right? I don't dream, or I don't remember my dreams. If I do dream, it's usually a bad dream. Okay? I will dream of, and I know you're going to know what I'm talking about, but I do have a habit of dreaming of plane crashes. Okay? I've had some plane crash dreams that I've woken up in a complete sweat from head to toe from the heat of the fire in the fuselage of the plane that I just dreamt about being on crashing. Okay, and I can tell you that on the rare occasion I have nightmares and dreams, which might be months apart, sometime after that dream, something will happen. And look what happened yesterday. So that flight from Bangkok here to Korea, everyone perished except 2. I heard 2 survivors. Terrible, terrible, especially when you watch the footage of the plane coming in with no landing gear down at full speed, no flaps up, not even the reverse engine thrusters were on, but there was no way that plane was going to stop. And why the hell they had a cement wall that close to the end of the runway? Anyway, you know, craziness. So anyway, yeah. So I can tell you that about a week ago, I did have one of my dreams. Yeah, and what I actually linked it to was that plane that was shot down in Afghanistan. Is that what happened? Was it in Afghanistan where it took some bullet holes? I think it still landed okay. Yeah, 2 cabin crew survivors. Yeah. And I thought, oh, that's it. Yeah, I think that landed okay. I'm not sure. I thought, oh, there you go. There's my dream. So lucky it wasn't a bad disaster. And then, of course, look what happened yesterday. So, yeah, there'll be some investigation. I was curious, interesting how one of the official people at the airport put out the announcement to the media saying that it was most likely due to a bird strike, which I think there is actual footage of a bird strike on the engine, right? But they also said weather conditions were a contributing factor. And I tell you now, you go watch any video of that, of what happened, it is a perfectly blue sky. There is no clouds, nothing. Why the hell would you even think to say something false like that? You know, there's a few other questions they bring up too, like, all right, the landing gear failed, the hydraulic system failed, but they have a handle in the cockpit to manually unlock the landing gear, which just by its sheer weight drops down and locks into place. Why wasn't that activated? There's a lot of questions. We'll find out. Anyway, start raving on, don't I? But yeah, how did we start talking about that? I got no idea. Anyway, guys, have a good one. Enjoy the rest of your weekend where you are, or weekday, as it's Monday in Aussie now and here. And finding my exit video, there it is. And yeah, have a great one. I'll see you all next week. And there may not be a video coming out this week on the ship. I've fallen apart. Yeah, I'm falling apart. I've fallen off it a little bit because I've been waiting for that paint to dry. I had to put 2 coats of primer on there, and but yeah, I haven't done any footage for the next video, so you have to wait a week for that. Okay, we'll see. All right, have a good one, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.